Oh. Well, welcome back to a segment I like to call the mystery unboxing. Ever since my channel, my original channels, were deleted by the socialist pigs at YouTube, I've been asked to return, in particular to this segment where I share with you my latest acquisitions as a collector of fine antiquities. As you can see, let me start over here, over there. My collection so far of the 1986 Transformers animated movie. And things are tight. That's right. The bastard, you know who he is. The puppet, the latest puppet in the White House, is fucking things up in so many ways, but you know, that's his job. That's his job. He's doing his job perfectly. Helping us, leading us into further, well, civil war is inevitable. But anyway, that's a different topic. This is an unveiling of a mystery box. Now, what I used to do, was play sort of a game. I would let the people in the chat guess, and whoever, you know, guessed correctly after I gave some hints would win what I called the no prize, which is basically nothing. But the person would get my respect. But since I'm practically starting all over again with this new channel, I can't play the game yet, or I can't start the contest yet until I have viewers that show up on my chat. And since I'm doing this pretty early for streaming, I usually stream in the evening or in afternoon. Well, it is the afternoon now, but for me it's still too early. No one's here to play the game. So, without further ado, I will just open up the mystery box and reveal to you what it is. Let's see how we're going to open this. I have my trusty Boy Scout knife here. I begin to unbox. Aha. Well, what do you know? Another box. So let us put this smaller box over here and take out the main mystery. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Oh, what do you look at that? The Batman the Demon trilogy, which was just released, is now in my hands. Three classic Batman graphic novels in one exquisite hardcover. And that's the back right there. I guess that's the logo of the demon's head. Front cover. Ra's al Ghul regenerating in the pit. Unlike Nolan's crappy interpretation of Ra's al Ghul. He's a supernatural villain. And let me say something. Christopher fucking Nolan has single-handedly took the fun and the mystery out of Batman. I enjoy his movies for what they are, but that's an interpretation. I hear all the time people talk about, Batman Returns, which is one of the films I watch during this holiday season. Batman Returns is a Tim Burton movie. You always hear these jerk-offs, who like to rewrite history. They like, to contaminate the minds of innocent youth who don't know much about Batman's history, don't know, haven't read a lot of the comics. They only know what they grew up with in the movies. By that same token, if Batman Returns is a Tim Burton movie and not a Batman movie, then I can say the same thing about Christopher fucking Nolan's The Dark Knight. It's not a Batman movie. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. So, shut the fuck up about Batman Returns. And one of the reasons why they like to put down Batman Returns is because the supernatural element, in particular, the Catwoman's resurrection from the dead. They believe that she's some sort of a zombie. No, idiots, morons, jackasses. If you were discerning and intelligent, which you're not, you would realize that on her way down, when she gets pushed out of the window, the canopies slow down her fall. So she doesn't die when she hits the pavement. But she does. Get some sort of brain damage. All of this was explained in the comics. But of course, what do you know about the comics? You grew up with Christopher fucking Nolan's interpretation. So the canopies slow her fall, which in essence, she survives the fall. But she seems to, at some point, when she lands, give her some sort of brain damage and either changes her personality or brings out a personality that was dormant. Maybe her real personality. But it doesn't matter. Batman, in his very beginnings, dealt with supernatural situations. In one of his earliest comic books, Batman had to kill, that's right, in case you didn't know, the original Batman, the Red Batman that showed up in the scene on the scene the first time, actually used guns. And in one particular situation, he had to use guns on these people who were turned into giant monstrosities, and they were destroying Gotham City. So in the bat plane, he used deterrents on the bat plane to do away with these monsters because there was nothing else he could do. There's another comic early on Batman's career in the comic books where he actually dealt with a cult that, if I'm not mistaken, would turn into werewolves or wolves. So supernaturalism has always been mythology, including Ras Al Ghul, Resh Al Ghul, Ras Al Ghul. Let's see. Let's find out the actual pronunciation. How do you say Ras Al Ghul? Wait a minute, we got here. All right, thank you for nothing. Ras Al Ghul is one of these supernatural villains who, when placed in what is called the Lazarus Pit, would resurrect, regenerate, and come back from the dead. But of course, you only grew up with Nolan's version. Liam Neeson, who was a good choice. Perfect casting as far as I'm concerned. But it would have been nice to see that version of Ras Al Ghul. Thank goodness, many years later, the Gotham TV show actually used the Ras Al Ghul that we all know from the comic books. And these are the books in this collection, which you can now purchase at your local bookstore or on Amazon. In Son of the Demon, Batman and his enemy Ras Al Ghul form an uneasy alliance to stop a global eco-terrorist. But Batman finds his focus pulled to his new romance with the demon's daughter, Talia. And this is a very good book. If you haven't read it, please read Son of the Demon. It's one of the Renaissance books that brought back Batman to a larger audience. I think a lot of it was taken out of and used in The Dark Knight Rises, except they replaced the terrorist in Son of the Demon with Bane. In Bride of the Demon, rather than relying on Batman and Talia's union to produce a heir, Ra's takes a wife, an actress restored to youth by his Lazarus Pit, to sire his own successor. And in Birth of the Demon, Batman uncovers the true history of Ras Al Ghul, how a man who lived and should have died centuries ago became the near immortal demon's head. From writers Mike W. Barr and Dennis O'Neil, with artists Jerry Bingham, Tom Grindberg, and Norm Breyfogle, these stories set the foundation for decades of future comics storytelling and inspired the creation of Bruce and Talia's son, Damian Wayne, the current Robin. Batman, the Demon Trilogy, collects 3 original graphic novels into a single volume hardcover at the original trim size for the first time with essays by Barr and actor Mark Hamill. Hey, Pathfinder, what's up, man? How you doing? And now that you're here, Pathfinder, I want to, let me see, how do I do this? How do I approve? How do I engage with the chat as an approved user? Are they talking to you or are they talking to me? Let me see something. Wait a minute. This is what I need to do. Let me see. I'm just checking if this is working. Only viewers selected by the channel owner can send messages, but how do I? Oh, okay. You're already okay, yeah, you're already apparently it's working for you because you're already a moderator. Okay. But yes, the Demon Trilogy. I think Ra's al Ghul is probably, I don't know. I can see why the Joker is Batman's number one enemy, but Ra's al Ghul comes a very, very close second. And I loved in the episode in the Gotham TV show where both Joker, one of the brothers, and Ra's al Ghul joined forces to take down not Batman necessarily, but Gotham City, and I think it was Bruce Wayne they had a beef with. I gotta watch it again. Pathfinder says, I assume live commentary mode helps filter out the trolls and the pedo minions. Yes, I want to make this a pedo-free stream. I don't know if you've ever read any of these books collected in this volume, Pathfinder, but if you're interested, it just came out yesterday or today. I'm not sure if it came out the 4th or the 5th, but it's now available to buy. Believe me, if you're a fan of Batman and Ra's al Ghul, his number one enemy, the character Liam Neeson portrays in Batman Begins, you need to get this book. It will clear a lot of questions for you. It will make the character more, it will make sense. Pathfinder says, interested in reading Serious House on Serious Earth. The animation for Joker looks creepy as fuck on there. Yes, it does. And that's another excellent book, which, a little bit of facts for you, actually came out in October of 1989. And I remember purchasing it along with a VHS copy of Tim Burton's Batman 89 movie that also happened to come out in October. I think that was planned that way. That's what I think. Both Serious House on Serious Earth and Batman 89, the movie, came out in October to celebrate Halloweeny. And I think that was awesome. But the book is great. I mean, Serious House on the Serious Earth, if it wasn't for that book, you probably we would have never got any of the Arkham games, though they are loosely based on the book. The first game is more like the book in Batman, in Arkham, dealing with the villains in the institution. I just wish they had used the story of the book in that game. But alas, they didn't. Okay, so that's the first unboxing. You weren't here, Pathfinder, so I couldn't let you guess, but this unboxing included another box. So if you want to take a guess, Pathfinder, yes, I wasn't sure if you knew about that. If you want to take a guess about what this is, I will give you a hint. It is related to the Batman Demon Trilogy graphic novel. It came together. Coincidentally, I didn't plan it that way, but it came together. Not in a bundle, I just mean I ordered both and they happened to be delivered at the same time. It is directly related to the graphic novel. So I will now give Pathfinder an opportunity of taking a guess of what this could be. The box itself should give you a clue. The size of it. But the question is, what is it? Yes, you got that right. You got that right. And remember, the hint is it is connected to the Demon Trilogy, the Batman Demon Trilogy graphic novel that I just showed. I will give you a little while to take a guess. And the answer is yes! You win the no prize, Pathfinder. The first no prize on the resurrection of this channel. I've been wanting this for a while. It finally was on sale, I think on Cyber Monday. And yes, Ra's al Ghul Funko Pop from Batman, the animated series. Exactly. And that was a very good guess. As you can see, he has his mask on. I think there are other versions without the mask, but I prefer this version. Congratulations, Pathfinder, for winning the no prize on my new resurrected Hollywood God channel. If this is successful in viewership, I might do more. I'll do more, of course. I'll do more. But it all depends. We need to get people onto this stream, onto this chat, who can play the game along with us. Now, before I end the stream, because I have nothing else mystery, I have not. Do I have any mysteries left? No mysteries here. Is there anything you would like to chat about or talk about, Pathfinder? While you, Andre Oinkwinson, Champagne Poppy, Film Gobbler, etc. Yes, those are the original crew, but chances are they have no idea I created a resurrected the channel. So I wonder though, if I put them in the search, the YouTube search, would they come up? They also might still appear on my Yard stream, StreamYard. So maybe I should have used StreamYard for this. If you remember their name tag with the @ symbol, maybe. Okay. It's unfortunate that YouTube did what they did. And let me tell you why exactly. This is gonna, so you can see the treachery and the shenanigans that YouTube does. I uploaded some AI songs with an AI voice, the AI version of Amy Winehouse singing some cover songs of different songs. It was an AI's Amy Winehouse singing songs from other singers, other bands, other groups. And there was no problem at first. There was no problem at first. YouTube allowed it, and the videos were up there for quite a while. They got some views, and there was no problem. Everything was fine. Then one day, apparently, one of the music companies that owned a particular song, the copyright of it, looks like they bitched and complained about it. And YouTube, being the cowards that they are, forget the fact that it was AI. It wasn't even the real. They weren't censoring me. They didn't censor and delete me because it was AI. It was Amy's AI voice. No, it was for the songs the AI voice of Amy Winehouse was singing. And since YouTube are a bunch of cowards, a bunch of vaginas, aka pussies, they didn't want to have any confrontation with this company. If my memory serves me correct, I think it was Sony. I think it was Sony. But it wasn't because I was using an AI voice, a singing voice of Amy Winehouse. It was because she was singing a particular song. And just so happens, I had 3, 4, 5 videos of it. So they fucking struck me 3 times all at once, which gave them the opportunity to delete my channel. But I do not believe that's the real reason. I think as long as I was talking things that were friendly, but the minute I started talking about the forces that be, the chosen people, the master race, the so-called Illuminati, that's when they decided to use those videos as an excuse to discipline me and delete my channel. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you. It's funny. Yeah, also some of them were around for the streams you did with Tatolini on Crazy Dangerous. Well, the original Crazy Dangerous channel, the original, is still up on YouTube because we use Tatolini's account. The only problem is Tatolini forgot the password to access that channel, and therefore we cannot do any shows on that channel. But the actual channel is still around. Let me actually go over here and go on it, and I'll Crazy and Dangerous podcast, I think. What the hell? The hell is this? Oops. But you know, it's okay. It's okay for those of you who are interested in seeing some of my earlier me and my co-host Tatolini, we did a show called The Crazy and Dangerous. You click on that link. Well, I don't even know if this is going to be. Let me see. What the hell? There's the link for you, Pathfinder, and I'll put it in the description for those of you who are interested to check out some early, I'm talking at least 5-6 years ago. Me and my co-host Tatolini did a show, a podcast, where we talked about our daily adventures in this crazy, crazy world. You'll see our reactions when the pandemic hit back in 2021. It's pretty entertaining stuff, if I have to say so myself. I do special impersonations, and Tatolini shares his thoughts on the news of the day back then. But that's the only reason why that channel is still in existence, was because we used Tatolini's account instead of my own. Well, remembers the email connected to that. Remember the email connected to that account. He can try to get a forget password request sent to that email. I don't even know if he uses that email anymore. But the next time I speak to him, I'll ask him. But he won't have the time to do it. Maybe one of his sons could do it for him. We'll see. But one day, hopefully in the not too distant future, me and Tatolini can come back together and resurrect the Crazy and Dangerous podcast. But when that will be, I have no idea. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Pathfinder, before I close out the show? Okay, then. So, that's the first unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank my moderator, Pathfinder X. And as I said, we'll have to wait and see if we get more subscribers who come and join me for these surprise out of nowhere streams. I wasn't planning on doing a stream today, but since I knew this mystery box was coming, I said, why not? People had asked me to do it again. But with that said, some of you out there who have returned and finally found my channel and have subscribed feel that I'm here to do what you want. Well, that's not the way it works. This channel is my channel. If you have an agenda, if you want to hear particular viewpoints, make your own channel. Make your own channel and get like-minded people. Okay? You don't come on my channel to demand from me what you want to hear. I am not a puppet like the one in the White House right now. That's not me. I will talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about on my channel. It is my home here on YouTube. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, you can fuck off. It's as easy as that. I don't owe none of you anything. It is my time. And as I said before, this channel is more for me. All my channels and their various forms are for me. You're just lucky if you come across it to view it. Don't make no demands. How dare you? That's right. Don't let the door slam them on the ass on the way out. I agree 100%. Let me they make it really hard to use these emojis. Just trying to find the clapping one. Here we go. What happened? Okay, now that appeared. There we go. I agree with you, Pathfinder X. All right, then. Till next time, y'all. Until the next mystery unboxing or next stream.